Introduction. Quality is efficiently providing products and services that meet or exceed customer expectations. Quality generates better products and services, reduces cost, and increases the financial profitability of companies. It contributes to improving the image of products and services, increases customer satisfaction, which influences their loyalty. For these reasons, it is important to constantly improve the quality. This measurement and evaluation of the process and the quality of the product or service are carried out. Quality assessment can occur when a major event occurs, such as the end of a phase or when a product is created. General concepts. The evaluation of quality are all those activities carried out by an organization to know its quality. It supervises quality control activities, wrote quality models that allow standardizing the evaluation process and results and to compare. Evaluation methods can be objective or subjective. Subjective evaluation is based on user opinions, telling us what people think of a service. An example is interviews. And objective methods seek a better service and therefore there are not enough personal opinions. This method performs an analytical and diagnostical evaluation for a better analysis. For an objective evaluation, measurement is necessary. Measurement is the process by which numbers are assigned to describe some object or phenomenon in a standardized way, hence the importance of statistics. The key concept of measurement is the identification and measurement of indicators of the phenomenon to be measured. An indicator is an expression used to describe activities in qualitative and quantitative terms to evaluate such activities. There are different types of indicators, but a fundamental indicator is the performance indicator. Performance indicators are numbers, symbols, or letters. Performance is defined as the degree of effectiveness in providing services and efficiency in allocating and using resources to provide these services. The main objective of the use of performance indicator is self-diagnosis. The indicators must have an explicit objective formulated according to the services, activities, or aspects to be evaluated.
Continuing with the next point, which is quality of services, I will explain it. Service quality is called the direction and degree of discrepancy between the customer's perception and their expectations, in terms of the dimensions of the service quality that may affect the future behavior of consumers. That's to say, is the ability to satisfy customers' needs. The evaluation of perceived quality is carried out by the clients during or after the service provisions process, where it's determined by comparing the perceived quality versus the quality expected by the client. Based on the above, as the next point we have is determinants of service quality. Different studies have presented various determinants of quality that are mostly applied within the different services. For example, as we can see, the first is tangibles, so they include the state of facilitating goods. The second is personalization, which means ability to adjust the service to suit customer needs. The following is access, the ease of proximity and contact. The following is communication, that keep customers informed about the service in one language that they can understand and hear. The next point is courtesy. That means respect, consideration, and kindness is shown to customers by the contact staff. The other point is competence. Employees must possess the necessary skills, knowledge, and information to perform the service effectively. The other point is credibility, the extent to which the service is believed to be trusted. The other point as well is reliability. That means ability to provide the promised service on time, from accurately and reliably. Other point is sensitivity, ability to deal effectively with complaints and the speed of service. And the final is cost, constitutes the price paid for the service. Each type of service can have different types of determinants since the perception of quality and its subsequent evaluation are given with respect to the determinants that are considered most significant for the customer. Based on tourism, we have quality of tourist service, which is very important to think about it. Change in the tastes and needs of tourists, the incorporation of new technologies, the insatisfaction of competition, and concern about the deterioration of the environment to supply no longer fully satisfies the demand. Between expectations and perceptions can produce three different scenarios in which you can have different reactions for customers. The first one is perception. As expectations, it results satisfied customer, which means good quality. The second one is perception. Less than expectations, it results dissatisfied customer, which means poor quality. And the last one is perceptions greater than expectations. It results very satisfied customer, which means that companies can have a loyal customer. Therefore, it's necessary for tourist companies to analyze aspects such as what are the factors that most influence their assessment when they consume the tourist product and what they expect from them, in order that the quality perceived by the client is higher than what is expected. But this measurement is not too easy. Therefore, it has created some models which are presented below. Continuing with the next point, which is quality assessment periods, I will give you the definition of quality assessment. So, it's a process that consists of two fundamental activities, measurement and comparison. Like quality management, it has involved over time differing by two periods that are presented below. A first stage that includes the years prior to the 1950s is characterized by demand-supply relationship favorable to demand. Also is characterized by methods developed in production and based on internal criteria and the company's own, without taking into account the criteria of the client. The second stage begins in the 1960s and remains in force today. Is characterized by a demand-supply relationship that is very favorable to supply, where the customer plays a decisive role and the external approach to quality management is significant. It's important to mention that an incorrect evaluation of quality would cause poor quality management in any company. It can cause the company to break or fail.
Who is quality evaluator? There are two ways to assess quality. First is the European school. Distinguishes three basic dimensions of quality: technical, functional, and image. This school contemplates the quality of service as an attitude which must be measured solely based on performance, result, or perception. There is also the American school that considers the client as the only judge of quality, stating that provided quality is judgment that the consumer may care about the overall excellence of the product.
Models for quality assessment. Model survey. Use expectations and perceptions. It has a process of and focuses its attention on people. Serperf model. Based solely on respondents' statements about perceptions. Dot-Qual model. The surveys used are based solely on perceptions.
Otter-Qual model, also based only on perception, adapted to measure quality in hotel sector. 3 dimension: personnel assignment, facility assignment, operation, and service organization. Fifth model is residual model, also based on perception adopted for the measurement of quality in various sectors. Dimension considered is airport, communication, hotel, non-hotel network, environmental quality, general elements. And finally, self-qual model that evaluate, analyze, and diagnose and use perception of expectation. Qual model. Self-qual is a commercial research technique that makes it possible to measure the quality level of any service company, know what expectations of clients have, and how they appreciate our service. It also allows semantic of market, knowing how prepared you are to satisfy a certain market segment of, and thus taking the position of the entity in its orientation toward the market. The third questionnaire was made based on 22 items related to adaptive aspects, tangible elements, relativity, responsiveness, security, and empathy. The questionnaire is in two parts. It is dedicated to expectation, and second is dedicated to perception. Circle application. The data obtained with the use of circle can be used to quantify deficits in the quality of the service at different levels of analysis. By examining these different gaps analysis, a company can not only assess the overall quality of this service as perceived by consumers, but can also determine what the key criteria and facets are in order to focus on those areas. Effort you make to improve the quality of the service. Use of circular focus on the differences that exist in company and that contribute to clients having a perception of low quality in the service received. An extension and improvement of the circular model is the so-called deficiency model or gaps, which tries to identify the cause of poor service. First gap: discrepancy between consumer expectation and the perception that the company management has of the expectation. Second gap: discrepancy between managers' perception of consumer expectation of service quality specification. Third gap is discrepancy between the quality specification, service design, and the service actually offered. And finally, fourth gap: discrepancy between the service actually offered by company and what is the communicate to consumer about it.
Hotel Qual model. The objective of this model was to develop a scale to measure the quality perceived by the clients of the hosting service. This model works in the two phases. First phase, based on the circular model and carry out a questionnaire adapted to the hotel sector. Second phase, it is structured by applying the questionnaire to a representative sample of hotel users. Log-serve model. Model destined to the measure customer expectations in hotel establishments. The study is based on the quality of service in the hotel industry, which is difficult to measure due to the characteristics of service and the hotels in particular. To carry out the investigations of this model, a questionnaire was designed to evaluate the quality of the service. Serper model. The Serper model owes its name to the exclusive attention It pays to the performance evaluation the measure service quality. The SERPERF is structured with the same questions and dimensions as the circle model. The difference lies in the elimination of the part that meets the customer's expectations. That is, it is based solely and exclusively on presentations. Other quality assessment tools. Brainstorming. It is a form of creative thinking that allows all members of a group to participate freely and contribute ideas on a certain topic or problem. Useful for quality teams at any level, it allows reflection and raises awareness about a problem under equal conditions. Presentation of the brainstorm session. It begins with an explanation of the task, its objectives, the procedure to be followed, and the durations of the work session. Generation of ideas. The topic is visibly displayed on a whiteboard, stand, or screen. Improvement of ideas. The dynamic role of the facilitator is essential here. Evaluation. The result of the evaluation is the reduction of the list of ideas to a number in which it is feasible to work with them, being the individual vote for the selection of the final ideas is the best method to predict successful ideas. Kendall coefficient method. It consists of asking each expert his opinion on the ordering, in a degree of importance, of each one of the characteristics. Usually 7 to 15 experts participate. HPAs measures software that contains a statistical package that allows the calculation of many statistical analyses. It is used for the calculation of all the indicators set above. Interview. It is a technique to obtain information in a broad and open way. The interviewer must have in advance and very clear what are the objectives of the interview and what are the problems or important aspects on which he is interested in obtaining information from the interviewer, and secondly, carry out the interview accurately and dynamic. Pareto chart. This method is used to determine job goals. Its principle is based on placing the economic effects in a table. They are organized by level of importance. The second step is to calculate the percentage that each one means against the total. The third step is to add the percentage to reach 80%. The elements that remain within these are the most important objective. Cause-effect diagram. It is based on carrying out a prior analysis of the situation and determining the aggravating circumstance. The effect of the objective of analysis is then plans to the right of a straight line. The causes are placed by their level of importance. The further to the right, the more importance.
Conclusion. The quality evaluation methods vary according to the company, but as a basis there are two methods. Subjective evaluation, where the opinion of our customer is sought to confirm how they receive both the products and the attention of our staff. And in another, more objective methods, analytical and diagnostic evaluation is carried out. The service's quality is colored in the discrepancy between the perception of the client and the expectation of him. The evaluation models are known. One of them is the circle model, that is a commercial research technique that allows to measure the quality level of any service company. The data you provide is used to quantify service quality deficiencies at different levels of analysis. These methods focus on the deficiencies that exist in companies that contribute to clients perceiving the services received as low quality. Depending on the method chosen, based on the type of result or the information that is wanted, all of them offer the opinion of detecting the problem in various ways to discuss or implement a solution against it. Research a stability or regulated quality for the satisfaction of the clients. There are different tools quality that are used to support the methods used to solve the problem regarding the quality of the services provided.